The New Delhi railway station, a symbol of connectivity and mobility, became the site of a horrific tragedy on the night of February 15 to 16, 2025. A massive stampede, triggered by a confluence of unfortunate events, left a trail of death and despair. 18 souls were lost, their journeys tragically cut short. They were mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, all caught in the throes of a preventable disaster. The victims, ranging in age from a young girl of 7 to a 70-year-old woman, highlight the indiscriminate nature of the tragedy. 15 others were injured, some with grievous wounds, bearing the physical and emotional scars of that fateful night. The air was thick with the sounds of sirens as ambulances struggled to navigate the throngs of people, a grim reminder of the fragility of life. The heart of the station, usually pulsating with the rhythm of arriving and departing trains, was silenced by shock and disbelief. As the dust settled, the enormity of the loss began to sink in, leaving an indelible mark on the city's collective consciousness. The incident served as a stark reminder of the importance of safety measures and crowd management, particularly in a country where railway stations often witness a sea of humanity. The seeds of the tragedy were sown in a perfect storm of confusion and overcrowding. The station, already teeming with passengers, saw an unusual surge due to the ongoing Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj. Thousands of pilgrims, eager to partake in the spiritual gathering, thronged the platforms, adding to the already chaotic atmosphere. The situation worsened with the delayed arrival of 3 Prayagraj-bound trains. Passengers, weary from their travels and anxious to reach their destinations, crammed onto platforms 12 and 14, their patience wearing thin. An announcement regarding the Prayagraj special train, mistaken by many to be the Prayagraj Express, triggered a sudden surge towards platform 12. The already overcrowded footbridge, connecting the 2 platforms, became a bottleneck, trapping hundreds in a deadly crush. Panic ensued as people jostled for space, desperate to escape the suffocating crowd. The lack of adequate crowd control measures and clear communication only exacerbated the situation, turning a moment of confusion into a night of unimaginable horror. The Stampede, a tragic testament to the lack of preparedness and foresight, exposed the vulnerabilities of a system ill-equipped to handle such a crisis. It underscored the urgent need for better infrastructure, crowd management protocols, and real-time information dissemination to prevent such incidents from recurring. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the nation, prompting a flurry of reactions from the political class. The railway minister expressed grief and ordered a high-level inquiry, promising swift action against those found responsible. Opposition parties, however, were quick to criticize the government, alleging mismanagement and demanding the railway minister's resignation. Amidst the political blame game, it was the eyewitness accounts that truly brought home the human cost of the tragedy. Porters, who witnessed the horrific scenes firsthand, spoke of carrying lifeless bodies on their handcarts, their own faces etched with trauma. Passengers recounted the sheer terror of being trapped in the crush, the air thick with dust and the cries of the injured. A young woman, separated from her family in the chaos, spoke of her desperate search for her loved ones, her voice trembling with fear and uncertainty. A father, who lost his daughter in the stampede, broke down while describing her infectious laughter, now silenced forever. These heart-wrenching stories served as a poignant reminder of the human faces behind the statistics. The tragedy also sparked a debate on the responsibility of the authorities to ensure the safety of passengers, particularly during events that attract large crowds. The lack of adequate crowd control measures, clear signage, and timely information dissemination were identified as key factors contributing to the disaster. In the aftermath of the tragedy, hospitals across the city went into overdrive, working tirelessly to treat the injured. The Lok Nayak Jai Prakash Narain (LNJP) hospital, which received the bulk of the casualties, saw an influx of worried relatives, desperately seeking information about their loved ones. The air was heavy with grief, as families identified the bodies of their loved ones, their hopes and dreams shattered in an instant. The Northern Railway announced compensation for the victims' families and initiated an inquiry into the incident. 4 special trains were arranged to ease the passenger rush to Prayagraj, a measure that seemed too little, too late for those who had lost their lives. The tragedy served as a wake-up call, prompting the authorities to review safety protocols and crowd management strategies at railway stations across the country. The incident also highlighted the need for better communication and coordination between various agencies responsible for passenger safety. The lack of a unified command structure and clear lines of responsibility were identified as major impediments to effective crowd management. As the nation mourned the loss of innocent lives, there was a collective sense of grief and anger. The tragedy served as a stark reminder of the importance of accountability and the urgent need for systemic changes to prevent such incidents from recurring. The scars of the New Delhi railway station stampede will forever remain etched in the memories of those who witnessed the horrors of that fateful night.